Hey everybody! Welcome to my new series called Let's Be Reasonable. I'll be your host, TheReasonableGamer. Now this first video that I want to start out with this series in is about the Wii U. And I want to talk about why I think the Wii U is going to be successful. And I think it's probably common knowledge around the gaming industry or the gaming community that the Wii U sales are not good. We'll put it that way, they're just not good. But a lot of people are all around, they're panicking, they're worrying what's going on. Oh no, the Wii U's not selling good, oh, what are we gonna do? Don't worry about it, okay? It'll be alright. And I'm gonna tell you exactly why. Okay, so for the games, I think the first thing people are worried about is the lack of games for the Wii U. To some point, I guess I can understand that. Where's the Marios at? Where's the Super Metroids and the Ultra Metroids, I guess at this point. And the Legend of Zelda, of course. Everybody's waiting for the Legend of Zelda. Whew! But what you guys are probably not realizing is there's already quite a few games out there for the Wii U. I'm going to go over my games right now just to show you what we have. In no particular order, we're going to start off with Skylander Giants, Disney Infinity. Of course, I got new Super Mario Bros. U, and Ninja Gaiden 3, and Batman Arkham City. So that's my gaming library. Pretty small, right? Oh, right, of course. I do digital downloads. Here are some of my digital downloads. Okay, so yeah, this is the disc for new Super Mario Bros. U, so you don't have to count that one, blah, 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 whatever. But I do also have new Super Luigi U, which I think is almost like a completely different game. Even though it's just DLC. It's another one there. Pikmin 3, Nintendo Land, Just Dance 4, Zombie U. I have Game & Wario. I have Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transform. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you count Luigi's U, another 7 for a total of 12 titles. Wii U titles that I personally have bought in 9 months, which is not bad at all. Judging from I only had maybe 15, 20 NES titles in its entire lifetime. So, and then there's the titles that are kind of cross-platform that are not specifically like Wii U titles, like Trying To, and then if you hit the trigger here, I've divvied up my stuff in different categories. Here's all my NES Virtual Consoles. Here's all my SNES Virtual Consoles, a couple of them that I should highlight, of course, is Earthbound and Super Metroid. And then I have these as well. I have Puddle, a Nano Assault Neo, Toki-Tori 2, and then there's, of course, this Rayman Challenger app and Animal Crossing Plaza. So, what's the point of me saying all of this? One of the big gripes about Wii U is that there's no games for Wii U. There's no games. And I just want to say that is not true. I personally have 12. And then and I'm not counting Virtual Console or any of those extra downloaded games like Trying To or Toki-Tori 2. 12 games that you can go out and buy at a retail store right now. Okay, so as you can see, there are tons of games for Wii U. Oh, what's wrong with my nose? Gosh! But when they release the other monsters for this generation, the Xbox One and the PS4, at that time, I did a Google search, and I saw that, there's probably about 20 games being released for the PS4, 20 games being released for the Xbox One. I'm also counting multi-plats in here, okay? Because if you're picking up an Xbox One, you're not going to say, well, gee, I just want 4 games. I don't want 20 because 16 are on other platforms. No, you're probably going to want to buy what you can buy for your system. So 20 games, both Xbox One and PS4. When those get released, the Wii U will have, and I'm throwing this number out there because I can never remember it, It's probably going to have close to 75 games. Tons of games, tons of content for the Wii U. And when put into perspective between the Xbox One and the PS4, the Wii U is going to look like it has a massive library. So Wii U games is going to be one thing that helps it sell and helps it do well and stay successful. Alright, so the second thing I think is going to help the Wii U succeed is the type of games that it makes. Going back to New Super Mario Bros. U. Okay? Let me put a little preface here. The games have been called kiddie before. And I think I know where people are coming from, okay? And New Super Mario Brothers, there's no like Call of Duty blood and guts and Goomba goo gushing out of their heads once it gets stomped on. I understand that, okay? But another reason why I think, yeah, okay, so they're kid friendly is probably a better way of putting it. But the general audience for these types of games is not kids, okay? Whoa, mind blowing, I know, not kids. Reasonable Gamer, you're sounding very unreasonable right now. Just hold on, okay? When you were a kid, okay, well, when I was a kid, I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, and we're talking maybe when I was 5 or 6 years old, the first Super Mario Brothers game came out ever. Alright? And that was like a revolution. Oh man, flowers coming out of blocks and mushrooms, and developers must have been on some when they created this game. I remember all the times I jumped into a pit or couldn't get past World 4 and all that. All that's still pretty fresh in my mind, and I remember it like it was yesterday. But why do I remember it like it was yesterday? Because games like this remind me of my childhood, of what I used to go through as a child. So games like this are actually geared towards me. The nostalgia factor in here is immense. And no, it's not the same game, and I'll do this in another video why you should not consider these rehashes. There is enough similarity to these games as the first one to say, yeah, I remember when we couldn't just jump and shake our controller and spin around in order to get over a gap. We had to run and jump and commit to that jump, because there was no ignoring momentum in the first Mario. In this one, you can fly everywhere, all over the place. Also remember, if you were good at Mario, 2 players is laughable because the second player never gets a turn. So those types of things I share with my son. He's playing this game with me. He's like, "Oh, Dad, look how good I am at Mario." Like, yeah, you got it easy, buddy. When I was your age, and he's like, "Oh yeah, oh yeah, I bet this controller had a cord on it too." When I buy these games, I buy them for me, because they remind me of my childhood. And I also want to share them with my kids, to take them back to something that's precious in my heart. So that's why I think Nintendo's going to sell well, because a lot more of these games are coming. They're coming, just you wait, they're coming. The third reason Wii U is going to sell well, really? I don't think that really has to be said. The price is just, it's cheaper. Okay. Yeah. The fourth reason I think the Wii U is going to be successful is the gamepad. And when people actually try to figure out how to use this thing, it's going to be awesome. Also, I think when Nintendo tries to figure out how to market this correctly, it's going to be right. Okay? Mine looks big because it has this protective covering piece on it. Let me just pop that off real quick, because I know a lot of people. I can easily hold this in one hand. I'm doing curls with it, no big deal. I'm guessing it's maybe like a pound. I don't know. I've never weighed this thing, but it's really, really lightweight. It feels really awesome in your hand. There's like a little raised up pieces here on the sides. So it feels really good. It actually feels better than my 3DS. I love holding this better than my 3DS, because my 3DS is so small, so it feels like my hands are all like this, and the 3DS feels like it's not made for adults at all. But this one, it feels comfortable to hold. My son loves playing with this, and he's 6 years old now. So really, Very, very, very cool controller. 2 analog sticks, usual things you see. They don't have the analog shoulder buttons, but that's okay. I'm sure Nintendo will be okay with those without those. I never found a game that needed those, even with the GameCube era. I actually found more annoyance with those than anything. Let me go ahead and put this kid proofing back on before I do something. But yeah, there's a lot of innovation in this controller, right? And I know, just think of it as a controller, whatever. But look at like the DS and the 3DS, okay? The DS, basically you have the 2 screens, right? Well, if you were to take that top screen and pull it off and then replace it with an HD TV, then that's what you got with the Wii U. We have an HD top screen, and then you have the bottom touch screen. And of course they made this much bigger so you can actually do stuff with it and whatnot. So yeah, this screen is actually bigger than my 3DS screen. So for comparison, here's the XL screen. As you can see, the Wii U screen is actually much bigger than the 3DS XL. So you have a lot of space on this thing, okay? In games like Batman Arkham City, this is your map screen. You do not even have to pause the game, which is cool, because unlike the chases where you had to find the phone call killer, I can't remember his name, whatever, you could basically start roping through Gotham and just glance at the screen to make sure you're lined up correctly and just keep going. You don't even have to pause the game, just keep going. Makes a lot of things intense. A lot of cool stuff that can happen here. You also have a camera here. You could, video chat, Skype with your friends. You could watch Netflix on here, Hulu Plus, Amazon videos here. There have been many times I've been plugged into this headphone jack here, pop that in, put this on its little stand here, and I would go to sleep in my bed watching the Terminator going after John Connor to kill him while I go to sleep. It was so awesome to be able to do that. Or to even beat New Super Mario Bros. U right here on the gamepad while I'm sleeping. Well, not while I'm sleeping, but in my bed ready to sleep. Who needs bedtime stories anymore, right? So I think one of the main things that people should consider about this is the portability of the gamepad in the house is awesome. Because if you don't want to sit out here and play a game, you can go anywhere you want. You don't have to pause the game to go to the bathroom. I've beaten a level or 2 on in the John of Super Mario Bros. U. Like, I ain't putting this thing down. I'm gonna, yeah, Mario, let's go. Oh, I made it. I made it to the end. 2 ways. So there's a couple things you could do with that. I mean, wow. And I think they need to market that a lot more. You can play games on the gamepad, just using the gamepad. So the 4th thing definitely is the innovation of the gamepad. And yeah, I know there's a lot of people that are going to say that it's gimmicky. Okay, whatever, maybe it is, but it's loads of fun and it's convenient. Okay, that's why I got it, because it's loads of fun and it's convenient. Gimmicky, okay, it's gimmicky, and it's fun and it's convenient. Okay, it may not add anything to the gameplay. Like if I were to take this to bed and play my game in bed, it adds nothing new to the game except that I can play it over there instead of having to be chained to right here. I could walk around and play. I could pretend like I'm listening to my wife and play wherever we are in the house. Just kidding, hon. That's the 4 reasons why I think the Wii U will be successful, okay? So for all those naysayers out there, and continue to naysay. It's fine. Opinions are good. But all those doomsayers out there, stop. Realize that you are being unreasonable. It's not doom and gloom. The Wii U has a bright future ahead of it. But for those naysayers out there, I will follow up with another video on basically why you guys are being unreasonable as well. Okay? That's all for this episode of Let's Be Reasonable. Next time, again, I will address probably the naysayers. Unless I do something else. Then, of course, we'll talk about something else. Okay? Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you liked it. I hope this was informative, educational, and maybe somewhat entertaining. I've been the Reasonable Gamer. I still am the Reasonable Gamer. You guys, I hope you stay reasonable. Bye!